Anyway, transition, something like that. Sure. Fit for King, brand new album, Lonely God, out now.
I'm willing to give it a sideways thumbs up.
I'm leaning up. I think this is a step up from
Justin's quiet. He's smiling.
Did Justin like this?
Keep going. We'll get there.
Yeah, I think this is a step up from whatever that last album was. Derek, I remember you were decently high on it.
Dude, it's in my top 10.
I can only remember one song off of it, and it's the one song you actively disliked in Reaper. So the bar was pretty low coming into this album, but the singles leading into this album had me very optimistic. And for the most part, Fit for a King stuck the landing. No Tomorrow, still my favorite single on here, but Begin the Sacrifice and Lonely God as singles as well were phenomenal. I think, not to get too negative, but where this album kind of falls apart for me is towards the end, with the stretch of Sentient, Blue Venom, Technium, and Witness the End.
I agree.
Sentient and Blue Venom, I think this is rare. I'm getting a lot of good take Jakes tonight. What's going on?
He's not used to positive praise from the rest of us.
I'm not used to positive praise from myself.
Dude.
Sentient and Blue Venom, like, they're both fine. I think Blue Venom especially is like a 2-minute long song to kind of just mix up the pacing is cool, but just not that memorable compared to a lot of the songs that come before it. And Technium, while I enjoyed it as a single, doesn't stand out as much as I would have wanted it to in context of the album. And then I think the biggest tragedy for me is Witness the End is the first Fit for a King song that I have actively disliked in the better part of 5 years.
It's the closer.
It's the closer.
It was a single. And it literally just sounds like Creatures from Motionless in White. It doesn't sound like a Fit for a King song. It doesn't fit as the closer. It's so different from the rest of the album because Chris Motionless is on it. It just sounds like a Motionless in White song on the end of the album.
I will give credit. The guitar solo is sick as fuck. Incredible guitar solo. And I also think the chorus is really good on Witness the End. But I just, as soon as the verses start, I just like lean back in my seat the same way I would when I listen to like most Alpha Wolf songs. Of just disinterest.
How did you feel about Monolith?
I enjoyed Monolith more than I expected to. It's not my favorite on the album, but I didn't dislike it in the same way that I disliked Witness the End.
Hey,
got a good breakdown.
I was playing...
But so do most songs on here, so that's not saying much.
Every time I hear Monolith, I literally just think of Expedition 33.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Sold my soul to the Monolith. I think this album starts off really well, especially like the Temple into Extinction. That
into No Tomorrow. That transition is
really
so
good.
Honestly, I would say
the Temple
even
to
like
Extinction,
the Temple to Extinction, but Begin the Sacrifice and No Tomorrow coming before and after those two songs. I think the opening 4 on this album is incredible. Like, by the time I got to the end of No Tomorrow, I was like, this is like top 10 album of the year material.
Yeah, my favorite.
Unfortunately,
is definitely Begin the Sacrifice.
Unfortunately, the back half of the album kind of slipped, but like a very strong start to this album.
Hey, hear me out. Cut off those last 4 songs. Between Us is the closer, which is the best song on the album, and make it an EP.
You know what?
Contrary. Take out everything after Between Us, which is the final 4 songs. Add Keeping Secrets as a single into the album somewhere. Now we're talking real top 10.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Keeping Secrets is the standalone single they dropped at the start of last year, and it's fucking incredible.
That was a really good song. I think that was definitely a teaser for what was to come, because this album feels more atmospheric than the Hell We Create did. It definitely
that's
feels
the name
like
of that album.
Yeah, I remember that one. You guys talking about how the last 4 songs are the weakest, and I have 3 of them saved.
I have 3 of the 4
Please
of
tell
them
me it's
saved,
not Witness
so.
the End.
It is, but I saved it despite the Chris Motionless feature, because I really like the chorus, and if there's gonna be one of the songs I saved that gets booted out, it's gonna be that one, because Chris Motionless makes the song so much worse.
I read somewhere that they released that song as a single because it had a music video and the feature attached.
Yes.
So that the label made them do that or something like that.
Dude, just get Tuck to sing the verse instead. It'd be so good. And instead, we gotta throw Chris
still gonna
Motionless
do it
in
live.
No, but
Yeah,
the thing
right? I
is,
wish he
Motionless
would.
and White are such a big band that I think the feature is like almost for the publicity in a way.
He would have been good on Lonely God. I think you put him on Lonely God. I think that would have been better. And then you leave Witness, because I mean, Begin the Sacrifice had such like great opener energy and atmosphere to it. If you just leave Chris, because Chris Motionless, he's aggressive, he's jarring, he creates theatrical moments, or really like angry moments with his uncleans, and this just, I don't think it fit. It's not a good feature for this song, let alone the closer. What is he doing on the closer? Get him out of here. Like, I don't. I say that with the song save because I thought the rest of it was really good, but yeah, I don't know. I think for me, what I really appreciate about the Hell We Create was that it had a very clear story. And I feel like there's aspects of one here, but then you get a song like Shelter, which I don't understand where it fits into what the narrative that they're trying to spin here. And I also don't like, I think lyrically it's the weakest song in the album. And it's got a bunch of like very generic, like cliches, like losing a part of you inside a hurricane because of the battle with like mental health, and you're running from the ghosts and you can't get free from the demons. And I'm like, okay, dude, like I've heard it a million times before. And I think that to me is the biggest downfall of this album, is that there are moments where it seems like it's trying to tell a story, and there are moments where it really feels like it's missing substance. And musically, vocally, across the board, it's all good. I mean, it's fit for a king. And they've got some of the most
I would argue that this is the
vocalists and
best that Ryan
musicians.
Kirby has ever sounded.
Yes. Ryan Kirby has never sounded better than this. Absolutely. I agree.
Especially in his
wholeheartedly. And
cleans.
I think,
Especially in his cleans.
yeah,
But
he's
Tuck
really
is still
improved.
better.
I'll always have a
Shout
Tuck
out between
bias.
us. Shout out between us.
Yeah.
That's true.
I,
Between us, best song.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like it's almost there, but it's missing something for me to become a complete package as an album that I want to actively revisit, versus an album that's got some good songs that I throw in a playlist. Like I'm taken out of the experience by certain songs or certain features, and it just leaves kind of a sour taste in my mouth for what otherwise, at minimum, was a really good album. I mean, again, it's one of those bands, fit for a king, that can only make an album that's so bad, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I feel like the singles were good. Keeping Secrets I was like, oh, they're trending in a fantastic direction. And for me, I don't think they stuck the landing fully. There are bits and pieces here where they're dead,
Mm-hmm.
others where maybe some growing pains, maybe, I don't know. But it just, they're there 1 minute and not there the next. And it was a roller coaster of an album listen that I didn't leave it feeling like I'd enjoyed it all that much.
I think another thing I want to mention is I feel like this album nailed the pacing and the structure and like how the album flows from song to song incredibly well.
Yes.
And I think that is something that has been lacking a lot throughout a lot of albums this year, where there's been a lot of there's a lot of albums that I like this year, but they are just 10 songs. Whereas with this album, you get like getting the tempo into extinction on track 3. What other album is doing that this year, right? Like that
Right.
immediately, like just the pacing of that opening immediately makes it stand out. Let alone if like sure, the tempo isn't one of my favorite songs on this album, but the fact that you do that seamless transition into such a brutal, heavy song on track 3, it is breaking the norm of a metalcore album for an otherwise fairly generic metalcore band that really made the opening to this album stand out. And even towards the end with Sentient into Blue Venom, like Blue Venom, you don't get a 2-minute song sort of like that on a lot of metalcore albums. It's another song that isn't just a 3-minute metalcore song, you know? It feels different.
Mhm.
When you're listening to the album, it kind of switches on in your brain that like something different is going on here. It's not like, instead of getting through like track 8, and it's like, oh, it's another metalcore song with heavy verse, clean chorus, you get Blue Venom, and even though Blue Venom is not one of my favorite songs, it's just different. And that just the inherent being different, I think, gives this album so much that had the individual songs been a little more memorable, this probably is my favorite Fit for a King album. But
Agreed.
For as high as the highs are, I'm gonna agree with you, Derek, that like there's just a couple things that they dropped the ball on that are holding it back, unfortunately.
Okay, Justin, it's your time to shine. What did you think? My anticipation.
So I was laughing because I hadn't actually listened to this album before we were talking about it. All I saw was your guys' takes on it in the Discord. And when I started listening to it for Begin the Sacrifice, I was like, God, I do like this. I might turn into a Fit for a King fan. And then I got to the Extinction. I was like, yeah, no.
Still too heavy.
That's not changing. But
have you gotten to Shelter or Between Us yet? Because those are the two.
I did listen to Shelter. Shelter is good. Derek is wrong as always.
As always.
I kid. No.
You're wrong again.
But yeah. I haven't gotten to the full album yet. I'll listen to it after the podcast. But I don't think this is gonna really change my opinion on them. I still like the Dark Skies much more than like anything they've put out in the last 5-10 years. Yeah.
Like Justin.
Lyrical themes of this album, I kind of get like very anti greed, basically. Like you become you become so absorbed in your wealth or money or
power,
you become
very generally
God. You have everything, but you have nobody, right? That's kind of the like, and I see it throughout the album in different ways. That's kind of what I got from it.
I think that's very fair, yeah.